The views, opinions, and conclusions expressed in this podcast are those of the Dad Radio Hour and its various contributors, not necessarily those of Northern Illinois University or the Northern Star. The exact content of this podcast is not reviewed or approved by Northern Star prior to recording. We are solid.
Did somebody fart?
No. I didn't, but it...
I just actually cleaned this robe, so it's not me.
I don't even smell anything.
It might just be me.
Wait, is this part like going on the podcast?
It might.
We might. We don't know.
Because I smell like a combination of bonfire, baby powder, a little bit of blood, and sweat. Yeah, sweat. I usually have to wipe at work at least once a night because I get out of the gym and I'm sweating and it just itches. It just itches.
I can't include any of this.
You can't. No. I thought that was good. That kind of looked like one of the things that you'd put like for your your teaser that you guys do, and then it cuts to your song. I think that'd be a good one.
Yeah, but I can always bleep it out.
Yeah. Okay.
We all have them.
Keep on bleeping.
We all have them.
This is gonna be great to edit.
I made you work for it today.
Oh man. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for the Dad Radio Hour episode. What is it?
Episode 7.
Episode 7. Gosh, guys, good teamwork. Good teamwork. We have a guest on the show today. It's technically our second guest. This is our friend Matthew Wallace. Matthew Wallace.
Pretty much however you want to say it. Yeah.
All the same, you know.
I mean, my mom would disagree with that, but
he's here to talk about some powerlifting stuff that he does, which is really strong weightlifting and dog kissing.
As opposed to the weak weightlifting.
Well,
he'll explain the difference later on then too, and what that all means and how you can compete with that. Because I have no idea, but I see a lot of stuff that he posts, and I think it's pretty cool. Until then, we have a little house cleaning to do like we usually do, so we're going to start off with that right away with a little message from our sponsors. The Dad Radio Hour is a free-form podcast produced by the Northern Star's editor, Tatiana Salisbury. You can subscribe to it. Goodness sakes, guys. You can subscribe to our podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes by visiting thenorthernstar.info, not .com. An audio version is available on that website, and a radio recording is... What do you guys...
Keep going. Don't let him ruin it.
Man, you're all laughing over
Don't let him ruin you.
An audio version is available on that website, and a video recording is available on our YouTube channel at Pool Noodle Entertainment. You can follow myself, Dalton, and Tatiana via social media handles linked in our description. Also Matt, who will be there today. And be sure to follow hashtag The Dad Radio Hour on Instagram for exclusive clips, teasers, and trailers at NIU Northern Star. Was that okay?
That was perfect.
I think that's exactly the opposite of what Tatiana talked about that she wanted to happen.
I tried. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm like...
Why did you want to read it? I could have read it.
You know what? I don't know.
Regardless, welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 7. We're sporting the robes today because we were going to be doing photos for the podcast, but we are rescheduling that. So we figured we'd wear our robes anyway. And Hayden's completely naked under it. I just don't have a shirt on.
I think that was the smell you were talking about.
The lingering smell of a gravesite. Why would you disclose that?
I'm sorry.
It's supposed to exist in secrecy.
Well, people would be thinking about it.
Yeah, but you ruined the mystery.
That's true. I'm sorry, everybody.
Or did he?
No.
Okay, anyway.
But we do want to thank Matt Wallace for being on here with us. And we brought him on here because there is a very big meet coming up that we're going to hear about. First up, I think it'd be cool to let everybody know exactly what powerlifting is, because I feel like a lot of people are like Hayden and don't know what it is.
Oh, you know what it is?
Yeah. Well, because I've been to a few powerlifting meets.
So I'm the
Dalton's been to a few of my meets and supported me.
Well,
I'm not like throwing insults at you, and I'm not hinting at anything. Wink, wink. But no, that's probably a good idea. First, hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
that's really cool. This is cool. But yeah, my name is Matt Wallace. I'm a local powerlifter here. I actually train out of Cortland, Illinois. It's actually we have a gym in my coach's backyard, which is a very weird thing when I tell people, but it's a very, very nice facility with high quality equipment. Powerlifting is a strength sport, as Hayden said. It is comprised of the 3 lifts: squat, bench, and deadlift in that order. When you compete, you get 3 attempts on the platform at each of those lifts. So you'll squat 3 times, and then you'll bench 3 times, and then you'll deadlift 3 times. And usually whoever has the biggest total, or there are coefficient multipliers to determine who wins, especially big meets like the one coming up that you mentioned, to win money. They'll use a Wilks coefficient, which takes your body weight and gender and the weight you lifted, and it'll give you a Wilks number, and that decides who wins the meet.
Huh.
Very cool.
Yeah,
That's
so,
interesting.
Yeah, that's it. And that's from the competitive aspect. From the personal aspect, it's just about lifting as much weight as you can, more than you did the last time. That's the part that people like kind of miss out on. They don't focus on that fact, which is a huge issue.
And as I understand it, powerlifting can be both drug-free and drugged, but it's all the drug usage isn't like steroids or anything like that.
No, it absolutely is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Steroids. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
gotcha.
Well, because one of the issues with America is we don't allow that. We don't allow that usage. It's actually illegal. Now, okay, if you only want 30 minutes of this, we do not need to talk about this because I will talk about this for hours, and I'll only say this. In America, if you take too many steroids, it'll kill you. If you eat too much fast food, it'll kill you. But we live in a country where one is a Schedule III drug, and the other one you can pick up at a drive-thru until 5 in the morning.
Hey, I'm not dead yet, and I
yeah.
eat fast food 3 times a day.
No.
But I think I'm well on my way. But I get what you're saying.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
there's been a lot of talk about actually just like using steroids on like a national level then too, or just performance enhancing drugs in general, because they're like with the Olympics, for example, there's such a problem with it in a lot of places.
Including America.
Yeah.
I just want to.
There's a
make
great
that statement.
documentary called Icarus.
Icarus
that actually
was a
won
good
awards, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on, is that blood doping and steroids?
Yep.
Or is that,
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's this whole idea that you really, if somebody's doing it well, and it happens so often, you really can't even tell. It's like slight performance enhances, you know.
Well, there are ways to definitely like kind of. Well, actually, a lot of the ways that they get away with it is tampering with the results of the tests, especially Icarus
Cough,
talks
Russia.
about that. Yeah, that's why they were banned from Sochi in the Winter Olympics because of all their doping that they did in the 2012 Summer Olympics.
Yep.
So Icarus, that is a great one. Another one to kind of get you familiar with the actual facts and medical history of steroids. Bigger, Faster, Stronger by Chris Bell. That is a great video.
Isn't
That is
that
a great
Daft
movie.
Punk
That is a
song?
great documentary.
that's on Netflix, isn't it?
Usually. It's been out for quite a while, so
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's still on there, but that is a great watch.
Okay, that's pretty rad then.
But yeah, well, and that's the reason why. The reason why is because America, steroids are illegal. Other countries, not so much. So if you go to a world level meet, how can you possibly say, well, just because of your country's laws, like
what do
you're
If you're
already at
competing
a
at an
disadvantage.
international
Yeah.
level, you should be able
Plus,
to have a.
to admit, nobody wants to watch me lift weights. Nobody wants to pay money
I like
to watch a
watching
guy
lift
like me
weights.
lift weights.
I think it's cool
I watch
to
you sleep,
see
dude.
what
I
the
watch you
body
lift
can
weights.
do without enhancement, but it's also really cool to see it with enhancement. I
Oh,
can
yeah.
I can appreciate
Oh,
both,
absolutely.
right? So it's like, you know, I see the appeal on both sides.
Yeah. Oh, well, absolutely. But, and then, not to split hairs, once you start talking about the highest level of drug-free lifting, well, we call it drug-tested lifting. We don't call it drug-free lifting because it's tested, and like I said, results can be tampered with.
Yeah.
But once you get to that elite, like that high level of drug-free, clean, tested, you still don't know for sure. And it's fine. Like, I don't care. I just want to see the most weight ever lifted, which is what the U.S. Open, that's the meet coming up, which hopefully we'll see some of that.
Look at that transition. When is that? And
It is this
where?
weekend. It is this weekend out in California. It's a really big deal. It's the second time it's gone on.
Is that you're going to California?
I'm not going. I will be watching the free live stream.
Okay. Is the Mountain gonna be there? Because he's now
No,
technically the
he's-
strongest man in the world.
He
isn't
he competes in strongman, and he did just win his first World's Strongest Man title. And
he's the strongest man in the world.
And the
yeah,
strongest man in Westeros.
he won the yeah.
Seriously?
You saw what
Yeah.
he did to the Viper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
That is a
Too
rough
soon.
episode.
Yeah, too soon. But yeah, he might be thinking about competing sometime soon. But the U.S. Open, the reason why it's so big is because they put their necks out on the line for the sport in a whole, and they are offering up over $300,000 in cash prizes.
Holy
for winning the divisions, which is unheard of. Like I said, this is the second year it's happened. So last year was his debut year, but it's the most money that has ever been put into this sport. And that's thanks to all the sponsors and the people hosting the meet, fronting the money right off the get-go.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a really cool idea. It's like the Super Bowl of powerlifting for guys like me.
Which means it's only going to get bigger if people are pumping money into it now.
Oh, absolutely. And
You know?
it really, and honestly has. And you know what?
Yeah.
One of the biggest growth spurts in the sport has come from CrossFit.
Really?
Not saying that the strongest guys and girls have come from CrossFit. Actually, the girls, that they could possibly. But just CrossFitters wanting to. CrossFit has gotten more barbells into more hands than any other sport. So people want to talk bad about it because you see a lot of stupid videos on the internet.
They
but
seem real tired
real
after they do
CrossFit. There was one night where I binge watched 3 CrossFit documentaries. Thank you, Hayden. Where I watched 3 CrossFit documentaries, and it's honestly a more impressive sport than powerlifting. And you know, strongman, that's probably the most impressive, but.
So what's the difference between strongman and powerlifting? They both sound like they're just
Powerlifting
strong
is
people.
strictly the squat, bench, and deadlift. You don't have to worry about anything else. World's Strongest Man, Strongman is several different events
Like
over
pulling
several
trucks.
different days. Yeah, truck
Lifting
pulls,
trees
keg
out of the ground.
tosses.
No one can lift a tree out of the ground.
The mountain he walked with, he broke like a 2,000-year-old record.
He literally
Like he-
carried a tree.
Yeah, he literally
Like roots and all, he took it out?
no, I mean it was there. I mean
That was a
it went through a lumber mill.
Yeah, that would be
But-
crazy. If you could pull a tree out of the ground, that'd
Yeah,
be crazy.
no, then you'd
The
be a
Arthur
Marvel
trials.
hero.
Yeah,
Just
Like,
he's
that's
Thanos
not a,
at that point.
yeah. But strongman, you have a bunch of different events that you do, and you don't know what you're doing until you get there.
Oh.
Which means you have to go through your entire training cycle, training so many like different things, and then you show up and you only have to do 9 of those, say 20 or something.
That's
like
kind of
that.
like when people go on that show, Minute to Win It. You train for everything. And
I
then you
yeah.
Don't know.
That's
maybe.
kind of like
I
college,
don't watch
where your
DT.
instructor gives you a big ass study guide to go through, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, there's only one question."
Yeah,
You
no,
wasted
actually,
7 hours
that's
to-"
that's a very good.
And you're like, "Great, I'm glad
analogy.
I studied all that."
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's a good. That's
That
a
is a
good
good
comparison,
analogy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. That'll be sweet. When do the live streams start? You know.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I get a lot of my information through Instagram. I just kind of
Yeah, fair.
I wake up at like 2 p.m. every day, and oops, I wake
I'm
up
gonna
at
beat
can
that
beat that.
out.
It's
I wake up
It
at 2 p.m.
happens.
every day, and I just kind of check Instagram and scroll through, see what the individual lifters posted
Yeah.
of their day, of their lifts. There are a lot of strong guys competing this year, and it's something that's a lot of the guys that like they're posting like we're kind of at the point like last week they're hitting their biggest numbers in prep before the meet, and there were a lot of guys doing very impressive things.
Is it ever going to be to a point where you can bet on like kind of like horse races or anything like that? Bet because I would like to add gambling to something like this. I think it would be
I mean, that's very easy
pretty
to
cool,
add,
right?
because there's a definitive winner and loser, and
right, yeah.
or like over unders and stuff like
Do you
that.
think it'll
Like,
ever evolve to that?
You think if Larry Wheels totals over 2,400 like that, you could I mean you could bet.
you
on
probably
anything
can
like
bet
that.
now, right? I'm sure.
Oh, I'm
there's-
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I was just curious
I
about
don't
it.
know.
No, I
just-
know.
all-
I mean,
all
no,
of it,
I
and then
completely
conversations,
understand why
yeah.
you're curious
Yeah,
about
because
it.
I have
but
a gambling problem.
yeah, that's exactly true.
I just wanted to add to that conversation.
Yeah.
But dang, dude, that sounds pretty rad. It
It is really cool. It's honestly really because it's just really cool from an outside from an outsider's perspective because it's like wow you're really strong, and it's really cool from an inside perspective because it's like wow you're really strong, and like I've been following you for a while, so it's crazy to watch your growth as a professional athlete. You know.
Yeah, and you've actually been able to meet a decent amount of these people in person, though.
Yeah,
too,
going
right?
the Arnold Classic every year. I go to the Arnold Classic almost every year, and that's
No,
a
that's
really
for Arnold Palmer, right?
Arnold Palmer. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
whoever makes the best sweet tea. And they
sounds
get
like
a
I really
giant
don't
they
like
get a
Arnold
giant
Palmer.
can
Sounds
as
like my
it's
type of
gold
Palmer.
can.
The-
No, it's actually Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's
Yeah.
actually a big bodybuilding show, but bodybuilding is really stupid, and like it's just a bunch of oily dudes, like tan, dark,
Matt.
oily dudes.
You're setting up with 2 pale robed dudes. We're the complete opposite. Do you think we're
No.
cool?
I mean,
The
based
correct
on,
answer
based on
is
that.
no, it's okay.
I mean, based on that. But a lot of big companies put on booths. So a supplement company called Animal, they have this booth. It's called the Animal Cage, and they literally put a cage in their booth space, and they do exhibition lifting. One of the coolest things that happened last year was Steffi Cohen, who actually she was on the news earlier today talking about powerlifting, which was really cool. But Steffi Cohen is a 123-pound female powerlifter, and she recently deadlifted 545 pounds as a female. And she's in the 123 class. She holds the all-time world record squat, deadlift, and total, I believe.
I would figure that's pretty huge.
No, it's incredible. So it's like really cool to go to events like that and watch the best of the best. Like it's the one time a year where everyone is under the same roof, and it's really cool being a powerlifter because it's a bodybuilding show. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, you guys maybe have heard of Paige Hathaway, right? So there's just a bunch of like people that are famous for being. They're like the Kim Kardashians of the fitness industry, where there's so many of them, and they're just famous for like they look good on the internet, but they don't compete in anything. You know, it's just really stupid that people actually look up to these people because of Photoshop. Like that's all it is, and like these people actually been called out for this kind of stuff. So that's where I like powerlifting. You either do it on the platform or you don't. You know, you can't fake strength.
Yeah, Plus, it's not as subjective. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah, there are judges, but like it's either you hit the lift or you don't. You know, and it's really cool being a fan of powerlifting because you just these guys are just walking by and no one's even bothering them.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there losing my mind.
You're
like oh my god. I actually ran into former world's strongest man Brian Shaw.
Holy cow.
There, and he is 6'4", 430 pounds. 6'5", and no one. He was just walking to the bathroom, and I stopped him, and I said,
"Can I?
Hey, what's
hug
up?"
you?"
Oh, dude, I've only been scared. I've only been scared twice in my life, like for my actual life, and that's one time I was petting a dog, and it playfully put its jaws around my arm.
Yeah.
And I was like, you could break my arm right now. And then when I met Brian Shaw, like he could literally rip me.
Did he put his jaws around your arm?
Matt, you
No.
you don't walk up
God
to
he
the former world's strongest man while he's taking a leak and tap him on the shoulder.
Well, he wasn't there yet. He wasn't there yet. I probably did aggravate him.
You do a little ear nibble.
It was actually after he just set the world record for the stone lift, So he lifted a 550-pound stone over bar.
Was this Excalibur? Oh, I said that weird.
I thought you said like Salisbury.
is a sword.
Yeah,
dude.
It's a stone sword.
It's a sword, dude.
The sword was in stone. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Classic Harry Potter.
Yeah, that was It's Harry Potter.
Harry Potter and the Excalibur stone. Okay, well that's very cool. That's gonna be happening this weekend. It starts on Friday.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. There's a lot.
We'll put it in the description. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's just a lot of lifting. It's
know?
all weekend. There's men's and women's and just so many different lifters. You know, it's just like I said. I just watched on Instagram. You know, but
sweet.
You know, that's pretty impressive. But there was a guy in Wisconsin who just ate his 30,000th Big Mac.
I saw that story.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. How long has he been doing this? Did you read the story? I didn't.
No,
I just saw the
headline.
title.
Yeah, I saw the headline. I saw a picture of his wife.
It's got to be at least 30,000 days because scientifically you cannot eat more than one Big Mac in a day. Dalton, can you confirm?
No, yeah, and no one eat the Grand Mac ever.
Okay. If you didn't bring that up, I was about to bring up the Grand Mac.
The Grand Mac is the worst thing to ever happen to society.
There's this picture of him
and Dalton's insides.
That's true.
and our bathroom after it left Dalton's insides.
It's also true.
There's this picture of him on there with who I would assume is his wife or maybe his sister,
or caretaker at this
like,
point. 30,000 Big
no,
Macs.
he's like a relatively normal looking weight for a human. So I mean, provided he like does something, 30,000 Big Macs over the course of a lifetime is not that crazy. But does he?
Everything in moderation.
Well, how long has the Big Mac been around?
I don't know, but yeah. So he's like sitting at this table. He has like a bib on. He's like holding it, and his like person with him is like smiling. She's like crying, smiling, and I'm like, what? What?
What a moment.
Yeah, right. But I guess like that kind of begs the question: how do they know it was 30,000? Was he like? Did he just like walk up to Guinness one day and was like, "Hey guys, I have this box of 29,998 Big Mac wrappers, and I'm gonna eat my 30,000. You want to be there?"
Well, I assume they just have to take his word for it, right? Unless he's videotaped.
He might have the receipts. No, you
could have the receipts,
you would. I think like the rule, you would literally have to watch him eat them.
You have to do something with it.
Like,
then, too.
well,
when
at
you
this
try
point,
to set a Guinness Book of World, like when you try to put something in the Guinness Book of World Records, someone has to be there and watch you do it.
Right. I bet you at this point they just want to sell books. They're like, oh, that sounds like something someone could do.
Did anyone?
They,
actually, that's a good question. Has anyone ever bought one of those? I've had
Mac?
them.
I bought it at
No,
book.
the Guinness Book of World
I
Record
bought it at a
books.
book fair.
Yeah,
a
it
long
was
time
always
ago. Yeah.
book fair books.
I've always had them, but I never bought them.
They're like
I've
gifts,
just
or-
had them. Maybe.
You just wake up with it on your chest one day, like, what the?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were always super exciting because I'd be like, "Oh man, look at how long this guy's nails were," or "Look at how
those were the
long his hair
grossest
is," because those are like the nails that they grew for like 60 years that
Yeah.
wrap around them.
Then the internet desensitized you to gross humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of like a thing. Once I watched Steve-O drink a beer off of those things.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he
Yeah.
threw up a lot.
Once I
yeah.
watched Steve-O butt chug a beer with a funnel.
Once I watched
One
Steve-O
time-
put a hook through his mouth.
Yeah, I went diving with the sharks.
I'm gonna we just need to have a podcast called Once I Watched Steve-O.
It
Well,
would
yeah.
be way longer than 30 minutes.
Have you ever seen his comeback? Like, or his
He did a game show.
Yeah,
I know he
yeah,
doesn't
he's-
drink anymore
he
either.
did a documentary about his excessive drug use and like his rehabilitation and stuff, and it was actually really dark to
Yeah.
see, but it was really nice to see him get through it.
I
and-
wonder if he's in that new Johnny Knoxville movie that's going to be coming out about the theme park.
Action Point,
Is that what it is? That's what
something
it's called?
like that.
Yeah, because I didn't see him. I saw Chris Poinius in the trailer. I saw
Wait.
Johnny Knoxville, obviously.
Can you one more time?
Chris Poinius?
Chris Pontius.
Do you know how to spell it?
I say Poinius. What do you say, Pontius?
Pontius.
No, you guys are wrong though. So
Poinius?
P-O-N.
I-U-S.
You're like adding
Yeah.
an
No,
O into
you're
the
missing
word.
it.
You guys are
saying-
saying
You're adding.
you're
point.
saying that, Hayden. Your mind's in the
You're
gun.
adding a point. Like you're adding an I.
Regardless,
You
I
added
wonder if he's in there.
Pontius.
Also, I didn't see Bam Margera in there, but I don't think Bam is doing
Bam's kinda
much.
old.
No, yeah,
man.
Bam kind of fell off once he got married, especially that, and
I think
he got
fi-
scared of
his-
snakes. He's so scared of snakes that they did that to him too many times too.
Yeah, but that movie actually, I don't know if you guys have seen much about it. Like, actually, is like a scripted Jackass.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah, all the
that's what
stunts are
actually
real.
makes it. Because Bad Grandpa, that movie sucked. It was just not funny.
I thought
know,
I thought
no,
parts
it's
of it were funny.
Yeah, when he like spray diarrhea, like he sprays diarrhea all over the diner wall, that was cool. But
I wonder if it was an
I'm
effect
a
or
fan
if,
of
you
the
know.
the new like kind of going back to the roots
Oh yeah, me too.
of completely random stunts with a script. So it's kind of a best of both worlds, I guess.
They're running out of money and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
we can't just make another Jackass.
No.
Well, I like watching any of those just for Johnny Knoxville's laugh. Whenever he gets hurt, his laugh is hilarious.
Yeah.
He like laughs when he's like in severe pain too. Like it's
Yeah.
He laughs at
It's a
everything.
coping mechanism.
It's kind of awkward sometimes. You're like, God, your fingers in a bear trap. Like,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say somewhere else because I remember when his hand.
He's
was,
done that, too.
Yeah, his hand was in something else. And
They,
he
they
was
have no
laughing.
fear at all, and I always loved the fact that because it was a TV show on MTV before it was a movie, and MTV always had to be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, don't send us videos because we're not going to use it in
Yeah.
any of this stuff." But you got to imagine,
But
there's
what?
so many
what did
people
people
got
do? They
so
sent them
many.
videos.
because I don't know about you. Whenever I would watch it, I'd be like, "I can do that."
Nope.
I always thought I could do it.
No. No.
oh man.
You think you can do a lot of things though.
It's true.
Dalton recently brought home a kind of a vending machine, just a whole vending machine from a garage sale.
Maytag Skybox vending machine from
Yeah.
the 70s. I looked
That's
up the
kinda
model
cool,
number.
though.
Yeah, it was really
I'm
cool.
gonna try to
and
restore it.
He's gonna try to restore it
what
on
are
his
you gonna
own.
restore?
He has a
It doesn't
screw-
work,
He has
Hayden.
You
one
can
restore
barely
it.
restore
He has a
your
single
iPhone,
screwdriver.
let alone restore a vending machine.
Yeah, you're right.
But so Will,
It's gonna happen.
Will was like, "Oh, my friend down the street, literally he fixed one of these about a year ago." And I
Yeah,
was
so
like,
if I fail, I have a backup plan.
but after hearing that information, Dalton
Yeah.
was still like, "Nah, I'm gonna do it myself."
Gosh,
It's
that's
true. All I
funny.
got to do is,
So
just
far,
fix
he's
some
plugged it
stuff.
in to
Yeah.
see.
And I
Well,
confirmed
it
it does not
doesn't
work.
work.
Yeah. So step 1 out of 100 is done.
Yeah, I mean,
But
can,
it will
you
be
might
really
probably have
cool.
Will help you if you want to like crack the engine block in it or something.
What does that mean?
He cracked the engine block in his motorcycle.
Well, which one? They have 6.
Is that
Oh
de-
well,
is that
that was his
detrimental? I don't
coping
know if
mechanism. Is he cracked like the engine block in his
so
motorcycle
they
and then
got
decided to
5
buy
more.
3 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a video of it and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me! I cannot believe they have like 7 motorcycles. They're not gonna. I mean, I can't imagine looking at any of them done anytime soon. They're just gonna sit there for a while and then one day they're gonna be like, you know what? Let's just get them all done right now, and then run into daylight and go, yeah, good enough.
I don't know. The nice weather might.
True, gives them something to do.
I
Yeah,
just like to
kinda.
give them a hard time.
Well, yeah.
So, do you guys want to play Will You Press the Button?
Yes.
I've
Now,
seen that movie. That's a Cameron Diaz movie, right? with you get like a certain amount of millions, but
Yeah,
someone
someone
you love
dies. Right?
dies.
Yeah. It's like that, except no one's
Nobody
dying.
dies.
And we don't get
get
it.
any
But we
money.
are
money?
given an
No money?
ultimatum. There's no
Okay.
money involved, but you get something.
This
out of
is your $1 million butt
it. Pretty much.
on an app.
Yeah.
Someone beat you to it.
It's also a website, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we'll do a few of these. So you can have any pickup truck ever created exactly how you would want it. But if anyone asks you to help them move with it, you have to.
No.
Yes.
No, absolutely not.
I feel like
Absolutely
I feel
not.
like not that many people ask that, but I've never owned a
That's
truck.
not true.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you own
Yeah.
a truck. Yeah, no, it's.
People are like moving things
I don't
constantly.
even own a truck. My stepdad owns trucks, and they ask me to use his.
See, I'm a car guy, so I never have to
Well, yeah.
worry about any of that.
I do it.
You
no.
do? You do? What
Yeah.
kind of truck would you get? Would you get a Ford or a Chevy?
A Ford, dude.
I like Chevys.
I'd get a Ford, and I have to add some truck nuts on there so people know I'm serious.
The fleshy kind, or
The ones that jiggle,
the
like,
fleshy ones.
like
yeah.
they like billow in the breeze as you're
Mhm.
driving. Not one of the ones that are like metal and
Yeah, no.
hang down there.
The
And
metal
like
ones are a
skid
wa-
the concrete.
The metal ones are a waste of
They're not
money.
gonna-
You
Can
need
I
the
get ones
fleshy
that bounce?
Oh, like bouncy ball ones?
Get bouncy truck
could.
nuts so you're driving on the highway and they're
Whatever happened to
They just have
Slinkies? Where are
different-
Slinkies
they
at?
just
I don't know
have
what that
different
reminded me
sack
of.
slinky
sizes.
truck nuts.
Yeah. Reminded me of something.
We're 23 and 24, so Slinkies
I
just
miss
I don't
Slinkies,
even think we
man.
see them anymore.
No.
They're
people-
still there.
Kids don't play with them
They're
anymore.
still there. We
I
just
think
as
they're
adults
extinct.
don't see them.
I need to find them. So majority is not pressing the button, so Matt and I win that. We're with the 55.
I didn't
No
even hear
way.
your answer.
I said no.
Oh, because you're a car guy.
Yeah. I wouldn't get a truck anyway.
Yeah.
So I feel too powerful when I'm in trucks, and I don't think that's good.
You do.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I just can't get in an
You
accident.
really 180'd that because you used to be scared of driving anything bigger than a 4-door sedan.
True. Yeah.
and then
but
you,
now
you
when
drove
I'm in a truck, I
yeah,
feel
you
like
drove
I'm
a truck
unstoppable.
once and you could road rage and beat the you could beat someone up.
After
What?
I was gonna swear and I was like I
Good
stopped
catch.
myself.
It just rolls off the tongue. So
That's what I was talking about earlier. It just kind of happens.
After 1 year, you will be able to live your dream life. But for the year leading up to that, you will have to be locked in a small, pitch black, smooth, negative sound box where you do not come into contact with anyone or anything. You cannot hear anything or see anything. This is long. The only things you can hear is your thoughts.
Literally
thoughts.
no, never, not
But
even
yeah,
close.
is there
Solitary confinement for that long?
It's not
to
gonna
be-
take me a year to lose my mind.
yeah,
It's
is there a
gonna take
potential?
me,
Yeah,
like,
is there a
4
potential that I
hours.
might kill myself before I even
Well, I don't
make
think
it?
you could, I don't think you could in there.
I don't know.
It'd be such a tight box.
I don't know. I'd probably just. Well, you can't choke yourself to death because you just pass out and stop.
Yeah, so I'm not pressing it.
You
No.
can try to
No,
eat
I
yourself.
wouldn't. I wouldn't either.
You could try to eat yourself, but if you're in
Yeah,
like a
you
really
could.
tight
Yeah,
box,
you
you
could.
couldn't do it.
You could bite a major vein. You know, bleed
True.
out. Yeah.
I'm not
Could
pressing it.
lean
Yeah,
down
no,
and
I
bite your
wouldn't either.
femoral artery.
Yeah.
All right, that's a no, and wow, 56% of people press the button. They would do that.
Oh
Wow.
God.
So
no
we're with the
way.
minority there.
That's a sick world we live in.
This one's about memes. I don't want to watch it. Oh, I have to watch an ad about this.
Oh
Wow.
God.
That's
Well,
amazing.
while we're waiting for this ad to end, then too, I did want to share about the John Oliver thing that happened last night.
Yeah, this is a follow up to what you were talking about in episode 4.
Yeah, so they ended up buying the Russell Crowe jockstrap then too, and giving it to the one of the last blockbusters in the country to make it like a tourist location to keep it open.
How much
and-
did that cost?
$7,000 they paid for it, but they also bought a bunch of other
That's
stuff
very-
too, like
That's
like
very
a,
fair.
yeah, right, like
That's
a
very
robe
fair
and a bunch of
price.
other things too, like Denzel Washington's like the back of his chair, Russell Crowe's actual chair from a movie they were in together. I think it was American Gangster, was it, or something like that. So yeah. Anyway, I guess Russell Crowe got word of it, and I mean obviously he's is all over the place. So Russell Crowe got word of it and like thanked John Oliver and was like tweeted about mulling over what he was going to use that money for, and then decided he wanted to do something good for wildlife. And he was like, you know what, John Oliver loves Australians. He's been really good to Australians for a long time. So he got the Irwins to record a commercial thanking John Oliver and Russell Crowe for donating like $10,000 to a koala chlamydia ward named after John Oliver in in Australia. It's literally the John Oliver Koala Chlamydia Ward.
Koalas can get chlamydia?
Yeah, it's a serious problem they have, and I knew that prior to
Wow.
the show, but like they had it on there, and it's like I'm like, do I feel bad?
How did you
for
know
these
that prior to
koalas?
the show?
It's like a real problem they have. It's actually endangering the species, and it's been for like more than a few years now. Then too.
Jeez. So when you say the Irwins, you obviously mean like
Yeah,
Steve
Irwin's
family.
Yeah.
His son,
the other
his
the other
son is a
famous
spitting
Irwins.
image of him, and he sounds just like him. Like he's so excited about animals and everything. What a cool family. And I hope
That is a really
I hope
cool
he gets a
family.
show because I've seen him on Ellen and I've seen him on a couple other shows. I hope he gets a show.
That's really incredible what a celebrity can do
Seriously.
to
it
impact
is.
the lives of koalas.
It is. It is.
That's
True.
incredible.
Yeah.
Can I say?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Maybe. We'll have to ask our producer about that.
She's probably
All right.
outside that door ripping her hair out right now.
We'll do one more and then we will close things up because we're quickly running out of time here. You become cool, but you lose all of your current friends.
Nope.
No.
I guess what's the definition of cool in this sense? Like,
Just skip this one. This one's dumb.
Yeah,
It's kind of a dumb
I would
one,
rather you'd have to put a monetary value on me saying losing all my friends.
okay, you can create robots.
Very small monetary value, to be honest.
$10. You can create robots that will solve the world's problems, but some stupid scientists will steal them for world domination repeatedly. These are all user submitted, by the way, so
Who
these people are
Well,
just.
who wrote this? A 10-year-old?
Yeah.
Probably someone who
Yeah,
saw
I think
like
so.
all
Skip
the
this one, too.
Terminators once.
Okay, we're skipping this one,
It's not
Hayden.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's a great game. You are the one that discovers the way for faster than light travel, allowing humans to travel to the stars. Why would you want to go to a star? It would burn you alive. Okay, but the discovery results in your death.
Yeah, sure.
You would die for human advancement?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that the whole point of life?
To die for human advancement?
Well, I mean,
It's
to
more
kind of like
selfish
to
than
kind
that.
of
It's-
to kind of better life.
I think the meaning of life is to reproduce.
Yeah, but if you're not
Keep
doing
your
anything
genes
while you're
going.
doing
You
it,
ever
if
wonder
you
why
don't do
we're here?
anything significant while you're doing it, then what's the point?
I like that callback, Hayden. That's nice.
You ever wonder why we're here?
Yeah, all the time.
Dude, I was literally sitting in bed last night. Like,
Thinking,
it's
man,
really weird to grasp the concept of what happens after death.
Oh, it's terrifying. It used
Like,
to, it
it's
used to
like
keep me up
that's
all
like
the
a
time.
really
you just
weird thing.
respawn.
I was watching Marvel movies all night, and I thought about it because I was watching Doctor Strange, Time
Oh, yeah,
Stone,
yeah.
stuff like that, and I was like, we don't have that.
When you die, would you rather restart at your last checkpoint or get a new start, new life?
What was
If
my
it's,
last
if it's
checkpoint?
based on like a video game, it's completely subjective. You can choose when you want to go back.
I'd probably restart
Yeah, I'd
Restart, keep
with
the
no
same life?
memory. With no memory.
No,
Oh, okay.
I go to my checkpoint.
I would restart with a new life, new everything with no memory of my previous one. Because I wouldn't want that to kind of sway my decisions in my new life.
I mean, it depends. Like, is it like a premature death, or is it like a
Yeah, how old are we
You're like
talking?
you're 90 years old. You're gonna die of like type 2 diabetes. Like, there's nothing I can do to stop that sort of thing. But like, if I get into a car accident on the way home tonight, I'm like, oh God, checkpoint, go. Well, yeah, then I
you
would.
heard it
but
here first.
I guess it depends on the it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
So you would
Yeah,
restart
I'd checkpoint.
if it was early, and then you would.
But then would you just keep living the same life?
No, I would checkpoint if it was early.
Oh, okay, good.
Checkpoint. Would
Why
you
would
keep
I
would
restart
you
if it was early?
I
would
don't
you
know,
keep
man.
living that same life if you just go back to the checkpoint?
Yeah.
And then you keep
Yeah.
dying at the same time, or like if
No,
something
you would
different
have the
happens?
knowledge. You'd have the knowledge.
Yeah, I guess
You'd
you
have the
could
knowledge
change.
to
You
not
could
know.
change things. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go with that. Yeah. So I don't remember what the pressing the button thing was, but
I was really
it is what it is.
stupid. They were just bad. Once you said user submitted, and that you said like I don't know, you jinxed it. The first few were kind of good, and then you said these are all user submitted, by the way, and then they steep drop off, sucked real bad,
Yeah.
sucked real bad, and yeah, that's user submitted for you.
That's true. Yeah, you give them the power to
Same
upload
thing.
stuff.
With Rotten Tomatoes, except with critic reviews.
Hayden, do you have a comment about Rotten
No, I
Tomatoes
just
before
wanted
we?
to do that. No, he's absolutely right. I just wanted to. Yeah, no, it used to be good. Now it's everybody's like, I gotta go to Rotten Tomatoes and see what it says, and then if they don't like it, they're like, this is stupid. I'm gonna make sure everybody knows it's stupid and make a bunch of bots to spam it.
Blog.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why Reddit is so good, because it crowdsources user inputted information.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Reddit still confuses me.
It's a wild ride,
Be
man.
patient, Padawan.
Yeah, well, I use it for one very specific.
Anyway,
And wink, wink.
Well, I like this idea of when we have guests, Hayden, doing the robe thing and having them sit in between us. I think that's a great idea. But I'm very sweaty, and we are quickly out of time here. Thank you again, Matt, so much for joining us on episode 7.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for
Again,
having
what's
me
the name of the
again.
meet? And it's this weekend.
The name of the meet is the Kearns U.S. Open, and it's this weekend. Probably, I think lifting does start Friday and Saturday, maybe Sunday. I don't know, but Yeah, you can follow Kern's U.S. Open on Instagram. I'm sure they'll post a lot. And like I said, it's a lot of I follow a lot of other individual lifters to like keep up on their progress and stuff. But that's going to be the one where they're going to keep updating the meet as you go.
All right, sweet. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, thank you to our producer, Tatiana Salisbury. Hayden, you got any closing thoughts?
Nothing really,
What do you want to
except that This Is America is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. And if you haven't listened to it yet, go listen to it.
It is fantastic. Also, watch Childish Gambino on Saturday Night Live. You need to watch that because it was really good. All right, take it easy, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.